Now we're going to start to begin looking at solving algebraic word problems. We're going to solve a bunch of different problems in class and look at different methods. So I just want to look at one problem and kind of give you an introduction to algebra. Okay? So let's say the problem is if a 112-inch board, it's cut into two pieces. Say you're building something. One piece is 3 times longer than the other. What are the lengths of both pieces? So you need one piece to be 3 times longer than the other, and it's got a total 112. Okay? So what I'm going to do, let's say I have no idea how to solve this, but I know how to carry out the calculation. So that would be arithmetic. I'm just going to start guessing. Right? So let's just say I start with 20. Okay? I think the shorter piece is 20. Well, if the shorter piece is 20, the other piece must be 3 times that length to fit the problem. 20 times 3 is 60. And then let's see if that equals the 112 we want it to. No, it doesn't. So this was wrong, right? So up here I'm going to put 3 times 20. Okay? Let me try another number. Let's try 25. I'm going to have to multiply that by 3 as well to fit the problem. Three times 25 is 75. And that gets us 100. Is that 112? No. I'm getting closer though. Let me try another number. Let me try 30. What's 3 times 30? 90. And 30 plus 90 is 120. So again, I'm incorrect. And so if we just know arithmetic, this could go on forever if we just keep guessing and keep checking. Eventually, in this type of a problem, we'd land on the right answer, but it could take a while. We'd rather have an equation we could set up with some variables, solve that equation, and immediately get to the correct answer. And so this is, in a sense, the difference between algebra and arithmetic. Right? So let's start looking at algebra as a way to make this easier. Observe what's changing and what isn't. Okay? What's changing in each problem? Well, our initial guess is changing. And then in the second line, each time we're taking our initial guess and we're multiplying it by 3. So every time we multiply it by 3, that's not changing, but the value we put in to multiply it by 3 is changing. And then at the end, we want it to equal 112. Okay? Each time we wanted to get 112. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to replace what's changing with a variable, and then I'm going to keep what's not changing. So what is changing? Our first initial guess for our first piece. So instead of continuing to just guess, I'm going to label this x. Now, what wasn't changing over here? Well, what wasn't changing was the fact that we were multiplying our guess by 3 each time. So our guess was x, but each time we were multiplying it by 3. Now, what wasn't changing, our incorrect answers were changing, but what wasn't changing was the answer we wanted. We always wanted it to equal 112. So now effectively what I've done is set up an algebraic equation where I can now collect the like terms and begin to solve. So, are x and x like terms? Yes, they are. What's 1x plus 3x? It's 4x. And what do we have on the other side of the equals? 112. Now finally, how do we solve this? Well, here we have 4 times x, so to undo multiplication, we want to divide both sides by 4. And 4 divided by 4 is 1x. And 112 divided by 4 is 28. Okay. So the length here of x of the shorter one is 28. But what did the question ask us? So it feels like we're done, but be careful. The question asked, what are the lengths of both pieces? Well, we have to take this 28 now and multiply it by 3. So 28 times 3 is 84. And if you want to double check, 28 plus 84 does equal 112. So this is the difference between arithmetic and transitioning into algebra. Arithmetic is being able to carry out the calculations, but really just by guessing. Algebra is the beginning of replacing numbers with variables and then solving the equation for the specific value that will make the equation true. Okay? So 28, 3 times 28 is 84, so that fits the first part of the equation, and the second part is that they must add to 112, and 28 plus 84 is 112. So this concludes this intro to algebra.